Another Body is a documentary that follows the story of a college student called Taylor Klein who found deep fake corn circulating of herself online, and it's a procedural kind of documentary. It's currently doing the rounds on the film festival circuit, and it's doing really, really well, and you can see why. Oftentimes documentaries are a kind of a lightning rod for attention on an issue that has been neglected for whatever reason, and I think this film is going to be one of them. You can find a lot of true crime documentaries. You just go on Netflix and there's a whole heap of them, right? You know, a lot of cases never get solved, and the ones that do can form compelling TV. And I'm not going to go into the ethics of that true crime right now, but just know that this isn't built like those. This film is only an hour and 10. It's quite short. You can find it on BBC iPlayer. It's part of Storyville, which hosts fantastic documentaries from all across the world. And this film's quite shocking in how it made me realise things about technology, AI, deepfakes, corn, that I didn't know about before, and it's quite insidious and unsettling. Technology and AI is actually built into the nature of the film itself. There is parts of the film in which it's not even real. It's not CG animated, it's made using Unreal Engine from what I can tell. Unreal Engine being a really, real big game changer within the games and filming industry, in which you can do real-time rendering, and you can even use something called Unreal Engine by MetaHuman, in which you can scan anyone's face and you kind of almost instantly get a almost photorealistic portrayal of that person in a 3D space, and they use that, I think, in this film. What's unsettling about the film is the fact that Taylor Klein, and that's not their real name, has to essentially go to the police and ask them to help them, which is a big feat in and of itself, finding a corner of yourself online, which someone has created based on your social media presence and all the pictures and videos you may have uploaded online. It takes a lot of guts to do that, and what happens is, like a lot of victims of SA and other S-based violence, is that the police can't really do anything. And in this time, it's not because of a lack of material evidence, it's because that it's actually not illegal to make deepfake corn of someone. And if you watch other documentaries, for example, Netflix's Can You Keep a Secret, you'll see how limited the powers are of the police in terms of technology-based crime. And you've probably heard of the phrase, the law is an ass, and you can clearly see it here, and how the laws and how behind they are trickle down into law enforcement, and the fact that law enforcers can't do anything, even if they want to, though there are, you know, some kind of scary attitudes or kind of demeaning attitudes that may come from law enforcement because, well, they're dealing with other crimes of people being murdered and things like that. And it certainly kind of gets across the worrying status quo that it has to get really, really bad before the police can do anything about this. So what does Taylor do? She takes matters into her own hands and becomes her own investigator, and recruits a friend who has actually also found deepfake corn of themselves, who's actually in her class at university. And the story goes from there. Again, I don't really want to spoil anything because it's not a long documentary, but it is pretty shocking. And there's a great little kind of meta twist that comes with it as well. And it makes you kind of consider the nature of reality in this new AI kind of mediated world. I would highly recommend this documentary. I'd highly recommend going in knowing as little as possible. You'll be shocked, and you will be, I think, to use woke in the original term, you'll awaken to this problem in which it's out there, it's prevalent. If you're not using corn, then you probably won't know about it, and you probably won't know the implications of how deepfake corn can destroy someone's life, and the implications it has for them, the family, the friends, and the livelihoods and their sense of self going forward. And I think it will hopefully engender a passion in people to which they'll hopefully do something about it. Or if you are using deepfake corn or you don't think it's a problem, then I think it will most likely change your view on that. So definitely watch it. It's not for the faint of heart. There'll be, you know, triggers for people. It might activate things in people. But I do think it's important. And it's a very, very well made film from two directors who, this is their first directorial debut. And I'll just read out the names. It's Sophie Compton and Reuben Hamlin. It's their debut. And I think it's pretty stellar stuff. I think if you want some related topics or information related to corn and the implications of it, and I'm not talking like on a moral basis, or a psychological basis, I'm not going to get into that debate. That's a whole separate video. But I would highly recommend John Bronson's Audible original The Butterfly Effect, which looks at how corn and the creation of Corn Hub by Damien Tillsman kind of changed so many people's lives. And I'm not just talking about the millions and billions of users of corn, how that affects their lives, or just the people that make it, like people that you never even thought would get harmed or be involved in the effects that corn may have. It goes to some really, really, really strange and interesting places. So definitely listen to that, because I feel that this has kind of a bit of a DNA strand connected with this film as well. And I would also read the very, very hard-hitting but important piece of journalism by Nicholas Kristof of the New York Times, The Children of Corn Hub. He's a two-time Pulitzer Prize winner, so you know his stuff's probably going to be good. And I use that even in an essay at university. And that completely changed my perception of corn and the systemic implications that it has on people, and how it needs regulating at the very least. So if you do want to do further reading or further watching, that's where I'd go. Definitely go onto the website for the film as well. You can start signing petitions and see how you can get involved. They're even doing a series of seminars on this issue of deepfake corn and its implications. So I really think that it's on the cusp of something, this film, and the conversation is ongoing. The solutions are unclear, but it's going on and it's happening and it's scary. So please watch, and thanks for watching.